Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. In today's video, really excited to be taking a look at Lego set 10183. This is Lego Factory Hobby Trains. The set contains 1080 pieces and really excited about, being able to build not only the Crocodile Locomotive here, but just excited in general to have a copy of this set in our collection. A really cool concept from back in the day, and it's unfortunate that we don't get Lego train sets like this anymore. As you can see here, I've built the Crocodile Locomotive, which was the focus model for this particular set. There are a lot of other train designs, though, that can be built with parts from this set. I have not had a lot of luck in tracking down instruction sets for some of these other trains, train cars, etc. If you've got a good lead on how to get instruction sets for those, please let me know in the comments. But, as a starting point here, was really excited to put together the crocodile. So let's take a closer look at that, as well as some of the cool inserts that came with the set. Now let's take a quick look at the cool poster slash insert that was included inside the set. I think the general premise behind this set was really cool, and I love the fact that this poster gives you a really nice view of all the different train cars, locomotives, etc. that could be built with parts from this set. I think a really cool sort of idea in general behind the set. Neat to see designs pulled together from different train builders in the community, and quite a wide variety of different builds that were possible here. Now, this set came out in 2007, I believe. Definitely a different time in the Lego train community. But, really happy to have this in our collection. And, I think that this is actually a poster that I might get framed to hang up here in the Lego room. I think it's a really cool little bit of Lego train history. So that's something I'm going to be looking into. I think this could work really well as a poster. And if we flip this over, you can see on the other side as well, they're also talking about Lego train fans and the Lego train community in general. Also talking about a bit of the process for how things came together for this particular set. And then at the bottom here, they talk about 9-volt tracks and equipment, because I believe that is the sort of ideal way to motorize this particular locomotive, something we'll talk more about a little later. But just really happy to not only have the set, but to be able to have the poster here that comes with it. Like I said, I think this is going to be something that will be a nice decor piece around the Lego room here, and a nice little bit of a throwback to an interesting time in Lego train history. Now, taking a look at the finished Crocodile Locomotive, really happy with how this has come together. I think it looks awesome. Really happy with the color scheme for it. I think it's really eye-catching. Should be a great locomotive to have around the layout. Now, by default, it is not motorized. The instructions do refer to how you could get a 9-volt motor hooked up to the model. Don't have any spare ones of those at the moment to try out on this particular locomotive. So initially, I'm expecting that we will put this through its paces on the tabletop layout and probably pair it up with our powered up Crocodile Locomotive. I think it should be fine for that to pull this around for the time being. I would like to look into getting a 9-volt motor though. I think we can try that out with this particular locomotive. Should be relatively easy to get it integrated into the model if we can find a reasonably priced 9-volt motor, which won't be an easy task, but I think that's probably the first step for trying to get this motorized on its own. I have seen what I believe is a fairly solid motorization version or a motorized version of this particular locomotive on Rebrickable. I believe that one uses powered up. So I'll investigate that a bit more. It's a separate model. They've just kind of been inspired by this particular model, and then they've made a bunch of alterations along the way. But something I'll look at, see if there's some different ways that we can get this locomotive motorized, because I think that would be the ultimate ideal scenario, is having this, as a locomotive that could function on its own around the layouts here in the Lego room or out at shows. Now, other things of note, the set came with a number of magnetic couplers. So that's what we've gone with for the time being for this particular locomotive. Should work fine and should be easy enough to swap those out for different couplers in the future if we, sort of get to the point where it makes sense to have this as, using KD couplers or something else. But really happy with those magnetic couplers, at least for the short term. Now, along with that, worth noting, I think the end sections of the train look pretty flexible. Quite impressed with how much movement and mobility there is at both ends of the train here. With our layout and our larger radius corners, I wouldn't expect much issue with a locomotive like this making it around the layout, but in particular with all of the flexibility that's built in here, I think this train should be able to navigate the layout really well. And, it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, to see this initially paired up with our powered up Crocodile Locomotive. So, like I said, hoping to be able to put those two trains together and put them through their paces at some point in the next day or two. Should be a lot of fun, but we will work on getting this motorized, whether it be, with a 9-volt motor or something else. It's definitely going to be on my radar in the near future to have this motorized on its own so that we have the flexibility to use it anywhere, anytime within the layout here in the Lego room or out at a train show. But, overall, super happy with this set. I think a great addition to our collection. And, I will definitely be saving the box here in addition to, the poster sheet that came in there, the great instruction set. Always on the lookout for bits of Lego train history. And I think that, in that respect, and just based on the fact that it's a cool looking locomotive, this set is definitely going to fill a number of sort of areas for me with our collection. So, like I said, super happy. I think this is going to look awesome running around the layout. Should look awesome when it's sitting in sidings as well. And definitely hopeful that we'll be able to track down some instruction sets for some of these other awesome looking models so that we can, get those built and try them out as well. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.